Hashtag oh, here's the bombshell. Prince William isn't just an yed. He's done over it. And not in a sulky, passive royal way. We're talking full-on don't even breathe in my direction mod hashtag E. Why? Because King Charles, in a move that many royal insiders are calling completely bonkers, is reportedly trying to strike some kind of peace deal with Prince Harry. That's right. After all the chaos, the Oprah interview, the Netflix deal, the tell-all book, Charles is still holding hashtag ing tihi door open for his youngest son. And Willia hashtag M, he's about ready to slam that Sam door shut, bolt it, and set it on fire. Now, this so-called peace summit didn't happen in secret. It went hashtag down at the Royal Overseas League in London, just a stone's throw from Clarence House, aka King Charles's Palace of Calm. Very unbrand for Char hashtag Les, trying to keep it all tidy and civil. Representing Harry were Meredith Maines and Liam Maguire. Two staffers reportedly still in place, which is rare for Team Sussex, hashtag insidering their reputation for firing people fast than LA goes through green juice trends. On the King's side, his right-hand man Toby Andre was prise NT. But William nowhere to be seen. His people didn't show. Hashtag not a single REP. That wasn't a scheduling issue. That was a statement. William sees this whole thing as a colossal mistake. In his hashtag eyes, Charles isn't he making peace. His rewarding betrayal. His inviting a man who trashed the family in a global Netflix special, dropped a memoir loaded with personal jabs, and basically set fire to every bridge the Windsor had left. And now Charles wants to have a cuppa and hug it out. William is absolutely livid. Behind closed doors, insiders claw hashtag #HES using language not even fit for a pub fight. ONE royal source told Page 6, and I quote, Willia M absolutely effing hates Harry. Your words, not mine. And it's not just about Harry. William sees this as an insult to the entire institution. Let's not forget this man is the future King of England. The crown will literally sit on his head. So, a deal that happens without him in the room, it's meaningless. Hashtag it's like holding a peace talk for the Middle East and forgetting to invite the US president. William's not just Charles' son, he's the heir. He's the next monarch hashtag. If his name isn't on the dotted line, the paper's not worth the ink. But the real fire starter here is what Harry's actually done. William hashtag could have maybe looked past the personal drama, but Harry didn't just slam his brother. He dragged Catherine into it. In his book Spare, he painted her as some cold, uptight villainous straight-out OFA bad period drama. William read those pages, saw what Harry said about his wife. Hashtag his wife, who's battled cancer recently, and that was it. Game over. You don't come back from that. Not in this family. Not in any family. Charles, meanwhile, seems to be in some kind of monarch grandad fantasy, thinking he can play peacekeeper. But William knows better. He sees what's really going hashtag G on. To him. Harry's not crawling back for closure. He's broke. He's desperate. And he's looking to reboot his image just hashtag in time for the next book, the next documentary, the next whatever. A deal with the king gives Harry and Meghan the row while glow up they need to stay reliever hashtag NT. And William, he refuses to be the prop in their comeback tour. William's anger isn't just out loyalty. It's about hashtag survival. The monarchy has weathered scandal after scandal, but never anything like this. Harry and Meghan didn't just burn bridges. They sold the ashes to Netflix. William knows the power of hashtag F narrative. He understands how perception shapes legacy. And what he sees now is a father willing to gamble centuries of trad hashtag ishan for a PR win with a son who eats the institution like hashtag a reality show backdrop. He real kicker. Harry isn't even pretending anymore. Every move he makes screens strategy. Talk of forgiveness, reconciliation, and healing the rift is convenient noise for the cameras. But behind it all, William sees the same pattern. Harry says one thing and does another. Whether it's spilling private conversations to the press, throwing family under the bus in interviews, or casually implying that his brother's hairline is a national tragedy, there's always a catch, always a next move. What makes it worse is William remembers the version of Harry that wasn't like this. The younger brother who cracked jokes, carried out royal duties, and shared a bond that was forged in grief. But that Hawaii vanished the moment Meghan entered the picture. And William isn't just angry, he's heartbroken, because he knows that if this deal goes through, it won't be with the brother he grew up with. It'll be with a man William no longer recognizes. A man who, in his mind, is being completely uppetered. Seahulls, on the other hand, is caught between a throne and a hard place. He's a father. He wants peace, but he's also a king. And kings don't make deals out of sentiment. William thinks his father has forgotten that. The monarch doesn't just lead the country. He sets the tone for the entire family. And when the tone is soft and forgiving to someone who's been nothing but damaging, it tells the public and future royals that loyalty is optional. There's Catherine. She's not saying a word publicly, but behind palace doors, her silence is thunderous. The way she was portrayed in Harry's book, cold, UN-friendly, even jealous. Cut deep. Especially now after publicly revealing her cancer battle, an announcement that shook the entire nation. William doesn't forget that. He doesn't forgive that. And the idea that Harry could casually stroll back into royal life after dragging his wife through the mud. Unthinkable, the Queen, back when she was alive, had her own way of dealing with this chaos. Quiet strength, sharp lines. She famously said, recollections may vary, a polite way of calling someone a liar without actually using the word. William operates in the same way. He won't release dramatic statements, or tage emotional interviews. But he's made one thing clear. If reles ants to extend the olive branch, he'll be doing it alone. And let's not forget Harry and Meghan still use the #IR royal titles, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Despite promising not to, despite walking away. That to William is the final slap in the face. You can't claim independence while cashing in on the very system you disavow. It's like quitting a job, trashing your boss on the way out, and still demanding employee discounts at the company store. So now the stage is set. Charles wants unity. Harry wants relevance. Meghan wants the spotlight. But William wants consequences. The storm brewing in the royal family isn't just personal it's political. William knows that everything they do is under the microscope. Every smile, every snub, every handshake, it all becomes international news. So, when the King of England even entertains a backdoor deal with a couple that nearly toppled the monarchy's image, it's not just a bad look, it's a betrayal of duty. William isn't interested in optics. He's interested in legacy. And legacy doesn't include a reunion tour with two people he as self-serving and disloyal. He's preparing. That's what most people don't see. While the cameras chase Harry and Meghan through Monaceto, and Netflix scripts their next docu-series, William is quietly building his monarchy, that is leaner, more stable, and unapologetically firm. There will be no place in that future for half-out royals. No revolving door for disgruntled exiles. The next era will be clean and William is already sweep hashtagging. Behind the scenes, talk of stripping Harry and Meghan of their remaining titles keeps coming up. Right now political dynamite. But William is the long game player. Once the crown passes to him, expect swift action. The Her Royal Highness honorifics gone. The Duke and Duke #Hess title #S very likely on the chopping block. Access to royal events revoked because in his IS, you don't get to mock the institution while milking it for prestige. There's also the Meghan facto #R. William sees her as the architect of Harry's downfall. It's not just the interviews or the rumors or the carefully timed releases. It's the calculated distance from he family, the bra #Ning, the way every move seems designed for press headlines. When Harry speaks, William hears Meghan's voice behind the words. And that's why any deal made with Harry is in William's mind really a deal with her. And deals with Meghan Harvey a short health life. But more than revenge or protocol, William is fueled by something else. His kids. George, Charlotte, and Louis are growing up in the glare of a spotlight Harry claims to have fled. William knows they'll inherit not just titles, but the mess that's been made. He wants to protect them, shield them from the chaos, build a meeting dignified for them to walk into one day. That can't happen if Harry is constantly lobbing grenades from California under the cover of Ruth telling. Relais, meanwhile, sees all of this as a family matter. A father trying to mend bridges before it's too late. But to William, it's a matter of state. He doesn't get the luxury of just being a son or a brother. Every decision he makes now echoes into the future. His already seen what happens when leadership gets too sentimental. The Queen was anythings, but when duty called, she didn't flinch. William is ready to do same. The palace is quiet on all this, of course. That's the royal way. But make no mistake, internally, the split is real. William and Harry aren't just arranged. They are finished, and no PR statement, no staged handshake, no sources say we'll fix that. The final blow wasn't the book, or the interview, or even the allegations. It was the moment Harry thought he could come back without ever taking responsibility. That's the line William won't cross. So, if Charles insists #N peace, he'll have to do it alone. Because when William takes the #Roan, PCE will come, but not through hugs and handshakes. It'll come through boundaries, structure, and consequences. The age of indulgence is ending.